kickoff for membership in our corn roast. So the first announcement up will be our Fall Camporee and Webelos weekend. So I'd like to turn it over to Mike Hannah-Walt to present a little information about these events.
All right, good evening. So lots of good news. Really hoping that folks are ready to get out and have a good scouting experience. As you know, last couple of years, we've combined this event to be both.
Thank you all for coming to our fall kickoff for membership and our corn roast. So the first announcement up will be our Fall Camporee and Webelos weekend. So I'd like to turn it over to Mike Hannah-Walt to present a little information about these events.
All right, good evening. I'm getting a little feedback, so.
Yeah, why are we repeating?
Good, Mike, you should be good.
All right, let's get a little feedback there. Okay, so as I was saying, the last couple of years, we've actually combined the Fall Camporee with the Webelos weekend. It's turned out to be a nice event. So we're really encouraging both our scout troops and our Webelos from our Cubs to come join us. We got a lot of feedback over the last couple of years. We were looking for ways, while we've had a lot of scout troop participation, we've been looking for ways to get more of our Aero Lights to join us. And the feedback that we got was that Camp Conestoga seemed a little far for folks, and folks were looking for something that was a little more central. And so we have worked with a couple locations. It was a little bit challenging this year because, as you know, there's a lot of stuff going on and folks weren't quite open and up and running and ready to have groups in, but we were able to, in the last couple of weeks, actually work out a location, as you can see on the screen, with Fort Allen Farm Association. And Jason Butina from Troop 416 is supporting our work in putting this together. You guys should have gotten an email through your Scoutmasters for me and for the Cub leaders. Went out the last couple of weeks, and the website is up and running, so you are able to register. I'm actually looking at it right now on my other screen, and you can see the website there on the handout here, and you actually can go and see all the flyers and the brochures and the schedules and all the information you need for the Camporee. But we'd really like you guys to sign up. It's a great experience for the Webelos and for the Scouts and for the Scoutmasters to talk to the parents of the Webelos and talk to them about what it looks like to do that transition from Cubs into Scouts. So everything's set up. It's ready for folks to register, and it's a beautiful location. We're going to be on 50-acre farm. We went out a couple weeks ago and checked out the location, and it's just full of antiques. If you've ever been there, they do a lot of things there. So they have a sawmill. They have antique machinery that makes shingles and thrashes wheat, and we have a number of exhibitors coming in, and we're actually going to have a military unit there that's going to shoot off some cannons. So it's going to be a fantastic event. We really want you to get the word out and talk to folks and get folks registered so we can have a great weekend.
So thank you very much, Mike. Moving on to our next announcement, we're switching into training mode. So our Baloo training will take place September 26th and 27th at Camp Buck Run. Registration is still available and open. There is a limit of 20 participants, but as long as that registration link is live, there is still room. So if you or anyone in your units need access or need to complete that training, we encourage you to sign up as soon as possible. Also being offered that same weekend will be Intro to Outdoor Leader Skills Training. This is one of the 3 required components for Scoutmasters and Assistant Scoutmasters to be considered trained. Similar to Baloo, there is a registration limit of 20 participants, but again, as long as that link is live, there is still room available to register for that particular training. Okay. Next, we have our Cub Adventure Day, which this year will take place on Saturday, October 3rd. Similar to in years past, it will be in the morning held at the local council service center in Greensburg. So as in years past, we are looking for packs, troops, and maybe even individuals that are interested in hosting an activity station for this event. It could be anything from a mock or a demo Pinewood Derby race to a nature activity to knot tying demos or other scout skills that you or your scouts may be particularly well versed in. This is a free event for all of our scouting families with particular emphasis on our new scouts that will be joining us here in the fall. So we'd like to make this a great first event and kickoff for all of them. So if you're interested in hosting an activity station or helping with that event in general, please reach out to me at the contact information listed there. Okay. Next, I'd like to turn it over to Keith to make a few announcements about the Wood Badge course that will be taking place next year in our council.
Hey, if you've ever taken a training course, you know that it can be a lot of fun. It can also be a lot of Charlie Brown's teachers. And I got to promise you that we're not going to allow anybody to be on staff that's going to sound like a Charlie Brown teacher. We don't want you to fall asleep during the course. We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it exciting. We're going to make it interesting. We've got 3 days the first weekend, August 20, 21, and 22nd. And then in September, it's only a 2-day trip. You come up on Saturday morning and we'll get you out of there in time to be home for supper on Sunday. It is a great course. It's highly recommended. It's the highest level of adult training you can take as a volunteer. If you need any information, feel free to send me an email. Give me a call on my cell phone. It's listed on the page there. If I don't answer the phone, please leave me a message because sometimes I'm on the phone for work or some other reasons and I don't recognize the number. I may actually not answer it immediately, but please give me a call, leave me a message. I will get back to you. We're looking to have at least 30 to 40 people on the course and it'll be up at beautiful Camp Conestoga. So hope to see everybody up there. We'll talk to you later. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Keith. And then we discussed it at our last month's roundtable, but there are still a few Cub advancement opportunities available on our council website. If you're interested in getting your Cub Scouts kicked off with the belt loop. All of them are fairly simple and can be done in a day or two. The information can be found at our council website, wfbsa.org/LHDC. Okay. So that's all I have for announcements. I will turn it back over to Jesse.
Thank you, Sarah and Keith. I appreciate it. Mike, great information on Fall Camporee. Again, one of my favorite events because we really do incorporate the Webelos in with this event. They get a real taste of what a Scouts BSA program is like at this weekend event. So all of our Cub leaders out there, please encourage your Arrow of Lights and your Webelos to attend this event. All right. Kind of get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's meeting is going to be recruiting. What a weird world we're in to even have a meeting right now on the internet and not be able to talk face to face. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to be recruiting kids? How are we going to be able to get into schools? These are all the questions that I've been asking. These are all the questions that I know you've been asking. So we're going to try to help out a little bit tonight, give you some ideas that we've thought of as a council, as a district, and even BSA National, what they've come out with as well. So first thing I'd like to share with everybody is something that we're doing as a council is going to be a peer-to-peer recruiting program. So the peer-to-peer recruiting program, everybody sees this is going to be a postcard that gets sent out in the mail. It should be out Monday or Tuesday next week. So you should get it by Labor Day at the absolute latest by that weekend. So we are sending these postcards to all of our registered members, and essentially we want our current membership to recruit somebody else. We've done some research over the years. Our best recruiters are the ones that are actually in our program. Very few people come because of a poster. They actually come because somebody invited them. The research BSA has done is that someone had to have been asked more than once to actually join scouting. So this is step one. We're going to ask our Cub Scouts and our Scouts BSA Scouts to ask a friend to come to scouting. So we're offering a Revere Wonder Pole fishing rod to every recruiter and every scout that it gets recruited this fall. So see what that looks like is there in the bottom right-hand corner of the back of the postcard. You'll see Jonathan Stoops' son holding a fishing rod. That is the Wonder Pole. It's about 12 feet long. It's bigger than the Cub Scouts. It's awesome. It is a Wonder Pole. We're going to go with the Hooked on Scouting theme again this year. So this is going to be the postcard that goes to all of our scouts. Again, it is intended for your scouts to recruit a friend. Okay. So, and again, I mentioned everyone will be getting a fishing rod that is signed up for scouts this year, and then all of our recruiters too will be getting a fishing rod. The next piece the council is working on is a direct mailer. This one's a little bit more expensive, a little bit more time consuming because we had to do some data mining. We had to pay for lists and had to find the right zip codes and the right demographic so we get the most bang for our buck. We did not purchase new flyers this year because a lot of our schools are not having take-home flyers. So we did save some money that way. So we decided to do a direct mailer. So this is just a copy of what the postcard's going to look like. Obviously, there's going to be our council's information in it. And you'll see in a few minutes when I show you the posters that it's all going to be generic as go to this website to find out more about scouting. We developed part of our website as a recruiting site and a recruiting page. So we're going to send 15,000 of these mailers out to homes in our two county areas between the ages of 5 and 8 years old. So I hate to say it, but we're kind of throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. We don't have the opportunity to get into schools as we had in the past. So we're really trying to do something different as far as marketing. So we're using some of our resources. No, that's not what I wanted to. The next point we're trying to do, and again, something that we found beneficial is our best recruiters are our scouts and their parents. You guys wouldn't be a part of this organization if you didn't care about scouting, didn't care about our kids. So we developed these business cards, and we're going to have them at the office starting tomorrow. But it's just ask me about scouting. So if you're at a fall baseball league, or if you're at any kind of event, a church event, and someone starts talking to you that has kids our age, that you'd like to get them involved in scouting, feel free to hand them this card, and this will take them directly to our website that tells them about Cub Scouting and tells them about scouting in our council. So these will be available. Again, a low cost, hopefully high impact, really using the resources of our volunteers, because you guys truly do care about our program. Right. Now I'm actually going to ask George to talk for a couple minutes because I'm sure you guys don't want to hear me all night. But George Delisandri from PAC 305 and also our Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner has come up with some pretty unique ways of recruiting already this year. I've been following his Facebook page and following his activities. So I want George to kind of share some of the things that he's been doing locally here in the Latrobe and Dairy area. So George, you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, George, thank you, sir.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm George, Cub Master PAC 305 and Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner. So a lot of things that we've been doing, social media is pretty much our biggest thing. And then we also have something where we're running, and I want to show you, like we did a video, like with your iPhones or any of your iPads, they have iMovie on there, and they have trailers that you can make. They're like 45 seconds to a minute. You just insert pictures and put your own text in, and it makes a quick little movie that you can use for social media, just to get them pumped up, basically. Am I able to share the screen, Jesse?
Yeah, you should be able as co-host, George. You have access to do that now.
Hey, there we go. So this is just a little 45-second video. Can you see that up there?
Yep, you're good, George.
I want to play it real quick. It took me all half hour. Me and my son Joey, who's a Air of Light, did it, and he actually worked on earning his movie badge for Air of Light. So. So that was, like I said, it took me all a half hour. All you have to do is, I'm sure you got tons of pack pictures throughout the years of everything you've done with your packs. So I just kind of took some of the highlights and showed a little bit of what we do. So, I mean, this was something simple. We have it uploaded, and I've actually got a lot of the parents who shared it on their own Facebook pages. Now you can customize it to yours. Like you see, mine says Kingston Veterans Club. If you want to do more, whatever you want, basically, but you can go in and edit just about anything in it. So that's real simple. And then the other thing, let me shut this off. The other thing that we're doing now, like Jesse has those little cards, which is neat. And I was actually thinking about doing that with my scouts. I'm doing our own internal promotion just for any scout that brings a friend to either the online version or the actual meetings. We're doing hybrid this year. So we gave the option since we can meet outside still. But anyone that brings it, I'm going to give them a raffle ticket to get in, and I get a hammock, a nice hammock for them to win. And if they get someone that signs up, they'll get 5 bonus tickets. And now I guess a fishing pole that I didn't know about, which is pretty neat that you're doing that. The council's doing that this year too. So this is just a little flyer I made to pass out to all the parents and the scouts that are meeting. Just something simple, straight to the point. I mean, it is a little harder, but kids are going back to school. As I was telling them at the meeting, it's like, if you're in your meeting and your teacher says, well, what did you do this week? Well, we did this at Scouts. I mean, it's something simple. You can have your kids tell them at the Zoom meeting or even at school. Just something, just get it out there and tell them, go scouting.org and check it out or something like that. And those little cards will be nice too that Jesse has. So that definitely will help out with that. But that's pretty much what we're doing right now.
I appreciate it, George. That was, as one of your followers on Facebook, I make sure I try to steal some ideas if I can. These are the best ideas. Usually aren't original, at least from me. They're stolen from somebody, George. So I appreciate the sharing. So
No problem.
all right. Next thing I wanted to bring up, folks, is I wanted to talk a little bit about the BSA Brand Center. So you obviously saw some of the images that George had on his flyers and some of the images that we use here at the council and the district. But I'm going to share a screen that's actually available to all BSA volunteers. So what we're looking at now is the BSA marketing tools. And these are all the marketing assets that we pay for with our registration fee. This is one of the benefits that we have as a registered member of the BSA, that we can use any of these videos, these images, for flyers or what have you. So I'm just going to briefly go over this so you guys can use these in any of your local marketing just to take a look at. You can see it's broken down into folders: Cub Scouts to Exploring to Logos, Scouts BSA. We'll just go into Cub Scouts real quick and broken again into folders. If you have big billboards you can use, email templates, flyers. This is actually where we get our flyer ideas every year. The peer-to-peer cards, photos, Pinewood Derby, any ideas. And then radio spots. This is actually where I send my radio spots over to WCNS every year. So I'm going to play real quickly one of the videos that BSA Nashville comes up just for a 20-second video, just in case anybody is curious, and you can put it on your social medias, put it on pack pages, your website. So I'm just going to play this one here. I'm kind of partial to this kid's name, so.
Oh, hello there. My name is Maddox, and I'm a Cub Scout. I'm here to talk to you today about becoming a Cub Scout like me. Who here knows what Cub Scouts do? Well, since this is a video, I'm just going to tell you about what they do, and let's see if you're right. Cub Scouts get badges for doing fun activities, and we make friends. Scouts go camping, climbing, fishing, and swimming together. We have fun. We play sports and go to parades. Scouts also help people and become the very best versions of themselves. Scouts become future leaders too. In fact, some Scouts have even made history. Did you know that some of our former presidents, astronauts, award-winning scientists, and actors were Scouts when they were your age? Here's an example of something Cub Scouts get to do each year. Wait for it. We use our skills to make rockets, and then we fly them. So, who wants to become a Cub Scout? Okay, well, this is still a video, so I'm going to need you to let me know in a different way. If you want to join, visit beascout.org to find a pack near you, get any questions answered, and sign up for Cub Scouts online. Make sure you have an adult help you with that part, though. Hey, thanks for watching my video, and I hope to see you again soon as a Cub Scout like me.
So as you can tell, I am a little partial to the name, but just a cute video, something that National puts out every year just to help us with recruiting efforts. Again, it's going to be on Facebook. I'm going to make sure that we use some of these videos for recruiting efforts. I did get some feedback when I posted these when they originally came out that why aren't we using our scouts and why aren't we using our camp? I thought that was a great idea. So this summer, we actually used some of our camp staff. Some of you might have seen this, some of you might not have, but I'm going to make an official debut of our council's Scout Talk, official Scout Talk for 2020.
Hi, I'm Tiger. Right now, I'm on a hiking trip with my pack. Last year, my friend Brody saw a huge centipede. It was massive. Oh, got a good cage up in my pack. Come on, come see what we do as Cub Scouts. Wow, what a cool find. This was just like Brody's find last year on our hike. I know a whole bunch of stuff like this because of Cub Scouts. I learned how to protect animals, plants, and even humans with leave no trace. Now, I've learned some other cool stuff too, like boating. Did you know there are knots specifically for fishermen? In Cub Scouts, I love boating. They teach us how to maneuver boats and how to paddle. Also, when we're out here, we see a lot of fish and wildlife. Like that fish right there. Where? This leatherworking kit is just one of the cool crafts that I've made in Cub Scouts. When you join Cub Scouts, you can make crafts such as woodworking, basketry, and pottery. And fishing too. She's a big one. Scouting teaches me a lot of things, like the square knot. But out of all the things, they make it fun. And I love doing things with my friends. Cub Scouts has helped me understand the importance of respect to our nation and our flag.
All right, so much for our world debut.
Hi, I'm Tiger. Right now.
There we go. So much for the world debut. A lot of fun, but everyone can notice that it was only 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and we did that for a reason. Most of our Cub Scout leaders have been here a while. Remembers when we go to the schools, we always ask our principals, can we talk for a couple minutes to each class? So a lot of our schools have actually already gave us permission to share this video with them, and they're either going to play it in their classrooms or be able to send it out attached to their digital backpacks, whatever they're calling it, their take homes. So this is going to be our official Scout Talk that goes out to our schools in our district and our council this year. So thumbs up, and everybody like it. Pretty exciting. Okay. The only reason I don't thank you, Keith. The only reason I don't like this is not very interactive, but we did have a lot of fun doing it. Obviously, the camp staff up there, we tried to incorporate some of the scouts as we could. That fish we was packed 321 out of Pittsburgh. They were up there the last week of camp, so they were fishing in the lake, and we kind of caught them as we were walking past the lake. So just a lot of fun, a lot of cool things to showcase that we have at our camp. So that is going to be our official Scout Talks. Now it's all going to be available on Westmoreland Fayette's Facebook and YouTube's accounts. So if anybody needs those links, feel free to ask me. I'll send this all out afterwards as well. But make sure you use these resources when you're talking to your schools and your communities as well. Next thing I'm going to share is our flyers. These are going to be the official flyers this year. Cub flyer. Okay. Hope everyone's staying safe. It's raining pretty good here in Latrobe right now. So this is our official Cub flyer for the year. Nothing specific to a pack or a Cub Master. It is all going to lead us to our Council Cub Scouting website. So we'll go there next, but this is going to be the official one. And then we have another variation of it if somebody wants something different. And then our Scout BSA one, same information, different photographs, different layout, but same information. So let me share with you the website. And you'll see that QR code that we use takes us right here every time that every time that you scan it. So join scouting. All right. So many of you got an email from me yesterday regarding contact information, and that's why this is so important. I need to keep this up to date. This is going to be the landing page that we're directing everybody to. So we're going to say that we're going to Hempfield Area School District, West Hempfield Elementary, that's not ours, but PAC 261, Debbie Fry, and then her phone number. Fort Allen, there's Chef Tim, and then Rob Very. So we need to make sure that we keep these up to date. What I'd like to do is I'd like to put in red when your sign-up nights are. That's why these are so important that we update that Google document. So I have a plug in it for it here, Sarah, but I'll make sure that we talk about it again before we leave, the Google document that I sent out yesterday. So this is where the flyers and everything's going to take us. All right. This year we do have yard signs available. We have this style here, which is limited. We probably only have about 50 of these left. And then we just ordered 250 of these. The first design didn't have beascout.org, so we did not repurchase that one. We purchased the one that actually has beascout.org on it. So yard signs are available at the Scout office. If you let me know, I can bring some of the popcorn on Saturday if anybody wants to pick up. But you got to let me know because I will be leaving early. I got to be there at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. Next point of fact is geofencing. Everybody remember what geofencing is with the Facebook events. So district and council will be paying for a 7-day geofence around your sign-up night. So make sure that we get those dates in as soon as we can. We will pay for it, and it'll be a part of our marketing budget just to try to help anybody that passes either your school, your meeting place, Walmart, Eaton Park, wherever you guys want to geofence. The mall this week, back to school shopping. There's a lot of families and people out there. So trying to make sure that we capitalize as much as we can on the geofencing. Social media really have to be careful at the unit level. I manage a lot of the council and the district sites, and sometimes we get negative comments. So you always have to be positive. We always have to make sure that we're very scout-like. So when you're, Sam asked geofencing, I'm sorry, I'll back up real quickly. Geofencing essentially is when you walk into Walmart or when you walk out of a restaurant, it'll ask you, how was your experience at Chili's? It's essentially a GPS fence based off of your cell phone. If your cell phone's locations are on, it knows where you're at, whether it's a restaurant or a shopping place. And marketing companies use it to know where you frequent and what you do. So geofencing is, be a conspiracy theorist or not, it helps marketing companies identify where their target audiences are going. So, and we use it as well. So, all right. Back to social media. Again, just please be aware of social media and being negative. Some people are really, really negative about scouting and about our organization. So it is best just to be positive. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's a shame to say that way, but people will take every chance they can to put somebody else down. So be very careful with social media in the way that you present our scouts. So, all right. So I thank you, Sarah. Sarah just put up the Google form again. That was actually next on my agenda. So the information we have is for the ones that are listed. So if you're not listed, please link on that Google form or check your emails. The email was sent out yesterday afternoon. So sign up night, how is it going to work? This is really up to the organization. The biggest concern that we have as a council and district is social distancing and making sure that scouts can find us, that potential scouts can find us. We're not able to get into schools as we have been in the past, so we have to make sure we're in a very visible place. I know Chris from 476 is meeting over at Pipetown Legion, and George over at the Kingston Club has a nice pavilion outside. So we have to make sure that these places are viable, big enough to hold our events, and that we are able to advertise outside, because it's not going to be like, hey, go to Grandview. Everybody in Derry knows where Grandview is. Everybody at West Point knows where the elementary school is. So we have to make sure that even if it is our charter organization, that we take yard signs and that we post them very predominantly where we're going to be meeting. So when the goal is, no, I know, Chris. I was just, okay, no problem. But I know, Chris, you did update your form, but if you want to send a new email address, that's fine. It's necessary that we actually have our sign up nights before the 20th of September. With everything going on, we really try to do a 2-week blitz and try to get as many of our sign up nights in the first 2 weeks after Labor Day. I think the 25th is Martin's drop dead date, because he wants to make sure that we reach out to the families for the Cub Fun Day. And that's ultimately what we do. We don't want to stop recruiting on September 25th, but we want to make sure that we are continuously recruiting. But for the Cub Fun Day, we want to put our biggest effort in for these first 2 weeks after Labor Day. All right. That was all my notes as far as this. Now, sign up nights, I have packets. We don't have a lot of packets. I probably have about 300 that are still available at the office. If any, it'll be first come, first serve. Beyond that, we are going to just do applications. So if anybody has an interest or need for them, please reach out to me. Please go see John up at the Scout office. They will be available in the conference room tomorrow afternoon once I'm done with them. So
it is hot.
Hi, Scott. Okay. Scott's meeting with 405 right now. I can hear the background. So a reminder, Cub Fun Day is on October 3rd. We did set the time from 10 a.m. till noon. We'll be outside, 100% outside. Martin and the staff has determined that we are going to allow 12 people in the building. It'll be 2 people in the lobby, and then 10 people will be able to be in the store at a time. So again, social distancing, I hate these words, but is definitely necessary in this case. Some more marketing materials we do have available is I have the Biggest Splash Award posters, and these, again, all available at the office. If you want any of these resources, please, please, please come get them. I have lots. Adventurous Calling, just different posters. You can put them at supermarkets, put them in churches, wherever you guys feel like you have the biggest draw from families. Are the packets any different than last year? I think the only update, Tim, is the additional disclosure packets, the additional disclosure for leaders. I think that's the only difference between the 2 years. And we obviously updated the pricing. So the pricing was another big update. Now I'm going to share one more thing. It's a national resource. It is the Cub Scout recruitment idea book. Share screen. Okay, now this is also available. This is also available, and I will send it through email and put it on the website later tonight or tomorrow. But just in general, how are we going to invite new families in this world? So invitation methods, getting new ideas, scheduling visits, the flyer distribution. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit different this year. I know Hempfield and Latrobe has been very consistent with their digital flyers, but other districts are now using them as well. Wearing our uniforms in the community, just being visible. I know not a lot of community events are left, but we still have Railroad Days coming up on the 19th, our friends out in Derry. So make sure that there's some kind of presence at a community event. School visits aren't possible this year, lawn signs, school social media presence, and again, picture boards. Geofencing, Sam, you can look at that a little bit more if you're confused on how geofencing works. And then but really, we're putting a lot of this into our current Cub Scout families, trying to bring new friends, we're using the tagline, scouting's more fun with friends. So we're trying Cub Fun Day, 10 a.m. to noon. Yes, Ange. That's on October 3rd. Usually we do it 9 to 11 and then go to Bushy Run in the afternoon, but there's no Bushy Run one this year. So it's just 10 to noon. Another idea here was a drive up sign up night. If you have the ability to put up some up tos and have a drive through sign up night, handing packets out, letting people sign up in their cars, handing their packets back before they pull out of the driveway. We also encourage everyone to update their BS Scouts pins. I've actually done most of them. The only thing I haven't allowed for is if the units themselves are going to accept online applications. So I encourage you, if you've talked about it with your committee, if you're willing to accept online applications, please go and update those as well. Okay. We're in the middle of our popcorn sale right now, and anybody who's seen, we have those door hangers. Another great way to recruit is when we're out in the community knocking on doors and pulling our little red wagons. So see if we can try to get some Cub Scouts just when we're out in the community as well. Keith, Sarah, Scott, that's all I have as far as recruitment. It's going to be a weird year this year. We're hoping for the best. Our goal council-wide is 843 Cub Scouts, 843 Scouts altogether. That includes Explorers, Scouts BSA, and Cub Scouts. So that is for growth versus last year. So it is a very aggressive. So every district is looking to do approximately 250 traditional Scouts. So that's our goal. So essentially that breaks down our 20 packs. I need 12 and a half Scouts per pack. What do you think you can do? Do you think you do 12 and a half? I know George can do a half. So, all right. Keith, any closing thoughts? Did you want to wrap up with a Scoutmaster's Minute? Sarah, anything pressing that you think is necessary to go out to the district at this point?
Sarah?
Sorry, I keep forgetting I was on mute. No, just as Jesse was saying, we really need to hit fall recruitment hard and really spread the message of all the great things that our scouting program has to offer. So if you have any questions or need help or want to bounce ideas off of people, please don't hesitate to reach out to your unit commissioner or myself. We'd be happy to help give you the support and guidance in any way that we can. Keith?
The only thing I have to think about, for you to think about, is this everything that's going on nowadays with this COVID. Stay safe. Try to promote scouting, that we're still meeting, we're still having fun. Scouting is fun, and that's what we're all about. And we want to make sure the kids have a lot of that. Sign up for the as many events as you can. Get out there, make yourself visible, and hope to see 12 and a half Scouts per pack.
One more thing, Keith, I did find on my, I kept a folder for tonight's meeting, and it was at the very bottom. I do apologize, everybody, but this is the Welcome New Cub family. A lot of people will come up with a welcome guide themselves. That's great, very creative, but some of our leaders either don't have the time or just never thought about it. So this is a resource available from National that is a Welcome New Cub family. It says, why join Cub Scouting? What is, how does Cub Scouting work? Explains dens, explains every grade level, how the pack meetings work, how can you help as an adult, the trainings necessary. And that's something Matt Fisher and I are working on, helping for the fall as well, is we're going to do some virtual trainings, and we're really going to encourage self-led trainings with the online modules. And then how much does scouting cost? That's always a big question. It's always usually the first question somebody asks. Now, I'm just going to reiterate that the annual fee is $66 plus a $25 one-time joining fee. So anyone that joins this fall, starting at September 1, it's going to be $33 because it's prorated plus $25. So that is what council is going to need when we take applications. Any kind of PAC fees, Westmoreland Fayette Council does not implement a program fee, so that doesn't come from us. Our neighbors to the west does implement a program fee, but we are not implementing a program fee in Westmoreland Fayette. So you can see how much the scouting costs. It says $91, but it is prorated for the year. So it'll be $33 on September 1 plus the $25 joining fee. All right. Again, great resources. I will have this all available on the website probably tomorrow afternoon after popcorn. Popcorn's going to take a lot of my time. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Resources and links from this evening presentation will be available. There you go. So can you say the amounts again? Sure, Chris. It is $33 starting September 1 because it's prorated. So it's $66 for 12 months. For 6 months, it's $33 plus $25 joining fee. So any scouts we recruit, and I'm sorry, that's only Cub Scouts. Scouts BSA is less than that because they'll only have a 5-month charter. So they're a little bit less. How much less? I can't think off the top of my head.
Just a few dollars.
$26.50. Is that right, Keith? 20.
Sounds about right.
Okay, somewhere around there. But for our Cub Scouts, it's going to be the $33 plus $25. Okay, are Lions the same price? Yes, Chef. Lions program runs September 1 until June, so they are the same price as well to be registered. But
don't forget too, while you're recruiting those 12 and a half scouts, that you're going to need at least 2 leaders for those scouts. So make sure you include in this packet that you're sending out an informational form to the parents saying, a resource form. We need to know what you're good at, what you can do. What kind of job do you have? Are you a teacher? Are you a cabinet maker? Are you a truck driver? What do you do? How can we use your skills to make your kids a better PAC?
Keith, that's actually a great point, and I apologize I didn't bring it up earlier. Lou Grubmeyer, he's our council membership chair. He longtime volunteer in a unit over in Bushy Run District. Now he's on the council board. He's coming up with a recruit a parent program, essentially. And you guys look for an email from a Lou Grubmeyer. It might actually come from our council email, but Lou's going to try to get some ideas on what keeps you in scouting. Why are you still there? Yes, we're here for our kids. I know Chris Sheets and I have had many conversations about, the pay is not great to being a volunteer, but we do it because, our kids are having a great time and we want to make sure the kids are having a good time. But obviously we're getting a lot out of it too. We're trying to make sure that the kids are having fun, but the long and short of it, we have a good time too. We're building friendships as adults. We're building relationships too. So, all right. All right, Keith, did you want to do a virtual Vespers or?
I don't think people want to hear me sing.
I kind of thought the same thing, my friend. So.
So with that, we'll say, may the great Scoutmaster of all Scouts watch over us and keep us until we meet again. Good night, Scouts.
Good night, guys.